Huckabees is a unique comedy with a really weird, get it or don't sense of humor. After experiencing a series of coincidences, our main character, Albert, begins suffering from an existential crisis. For a comedy, we get some ambitious yet silly dialogue about the origins of the universe, human connectivity, pain, suffering, melancholy, enlightenment, and an African guy.
I went to a place called Schottinger's Photo Archives. I was there getting stills of early Bob Dylan. In comes this tall African guy. He's an autograph hound, kind of guy that likes to get glosses of famous people and get them signed. 2 weeks later, I see the same tall African guy who's working as a doorman at my friend's building. Oh my God! So that's two. One time at Schottinger's Photo Archive, second time as the doorman. Third time I see this man, he's in a van at the mall. I'm making a statement for the open spaces.
Yeah, he's back. Crazy bastard. You don't plant no tree in this parking lot.
They're not always meaningful.
Yeah, it's meaningful.
Meaningful how?
That's what I want you to find out.
The backdrop of the story is a fictional department store called Huckabees. Huckabees is the thread connecting the ensemble cast of eccentric characters. And speaking of cast, everyone is on their A game. Jason Schwartzman.
To do. Tell him that's what you mean to do. Oh my God, Brad, you're killing me!
Dustin Hoffman.
And this is a disease, and this is an orgasm, and this is a hammer.
Lily Tomlin.
You ever transcended space and time?
Mark Wahlberg.
No, it's all different now.
Naomi Watts.
Everybody look at me now. I am so pretty.
And Jude Law.
But what's so great about depression?
So what's it all about? Albert, a melancholy environmental activist, tries to make sense of coincidences with an African man and conflict with a Huckabees sales executive. When he hires two existential detectives to investigate his coincidence and evaluate his life, our story begins.
The purpose of this suit, Mr. Makowski, is to help shut down your everyday perceptions and give up your usual identity that you think separates you from everything. This room, this street, this town, this country, this economy, this history, this planet, your body, your senses, your job, everything that you identify with.
You're an asshole.
How are you? Okay? Doing okay?
I thought you said that was gonna relax me.
Eventually, but you have to practice at home, okay? You got a lot of layers in there, don't you?
Albert's adventure really begins when he meets Tommy, a firefighter affected by 9/11 who is also asking big questions about the meaning of life. Playing against type, Wahlberg isn't playing a tough guy here, but rather a broken man bearing anger and depression that surfaces as compulsive obsessions for answers, all with a comical tone.
You know what? I'm done with the dismantle.
You don't want to ask these questions?
No, I want to live my life.
What is that life, baby? What are we part of? Who are we? Look at this. Look at this. Do you know where these come from?
Yeah, my closet. The
Indonesia.
Store.
Baby, this is the truth, okay? Little girls like you, they have to work in dark factories where they go blind for $1.60 a month just to make mommy her pretty shoes. Can you even imagine that, Caitlin?
I don't want the children to work in factories.
listen.
The world is crazy.
Shut
It's
up!
important
Don't
to ask these
let
questions.
them crazy.
Mommy doesn't ask because mommy doesn't care.
Well, guys, give him a break. His therapist is down here to help him out.
Excuse me, what did you call me?
You're his therapist.
No, I'm not his therapist.
We need to sit down and talk because this book is making a lot of sense
I am
to
not
me.
his therapist, and what is Katerine Vauban doing in the United States?
What the hell are you talking about?
Now, Tommy might be my favorite performance by Mark Wahlberg. And considering Four Brothers, I don't say that lightly. Anyway, so when investigators discover Albert's issues are connected to a young sales executive named Brad Stan, Albert's reality gets turned upside down. And even more, as the story unfolds, we see how everyone is connected in the tapestry of coincidence and reality.
Exactly, this is everything, okay? Let's just say, and then over here, this is the Eiffel Tower, right? It's Paris. And this is a war, and this is a museum, and this is a disease, and this is an orgasm, and this is a hammer.
Everything is the same, even if it's different.
Exactly. But our everyday mind forgets this. We think everything is separate, limited. I'm over here, you're over there, which is true, but it's not the whole truth. We need to learn how to see the blanket truth all the time.
How?
When you get the blanket thing, you can relax because everything you could ever want or be, you already have and are.
Why'd I pick I Heart Huckabees? Why is it special? Like I said, the movie's got major get it or don't energy. And that ridiculous opening. Now, the film starts off with a narration laced with expletives. Though comically intended, it's not reflective of the film's tone as a whole. The offbeat humor is actually poking fun at the absurd lengths that people go to look like they have it all together in front of others. A good thing about this movie is at least it's not like any other comedy. The jokes are not obvious, simple, vulgar, or constantly irreverent for shock value like what passes for comedy these days. Uniquely, it's a heavily layered film for a comedy, but a well-designed production. Much of the humor is in characters' actions, reactions, and the absurdity of their circumstances. Like I said, I Heart Huckabees laughs at people's futile attempts to keep up appearances. It displays how people are broken and messy, kind of like life itself. And in my opinion, it's done beautifully. The use of a fictional department store, Huckabees, as a symbol of the ideals pushed through media and advertising that bait people into aimless consumerism to pursue happiness despite the redundancy of the reality is simply a stroke of genius. We see this play out in the relationship between Brad and his girlfriend Dawn, both employees of Huckabees. He's the rising young sales executive, and she's literally the poster child for the brand.
There's glass between us. You can't deal with my infinite nature, can you?
That is so not true. Wait, what does that even mean?
We've talked about your intimacy problem. What's the core of it? Intimacy is combo of infinites.
I'm definitely gonna have an intimacy problem with you if you keep dressing like that.
How come we can't discuss these things ourselves? Where is this relationship going, huh?
Why is marriage and kids so important? I mean, there's an overpopulation problem.
Whoa. Well, that came out of left field.
All right. Why is having children the ultimate performance for successful people? Why?
Well, it doesn't have to be a performance.
So when we did the Garth benefit in Dallas, that's what we did.
Where's Marty? Where is he? Have you even seen my commercials? Have you? This glass between us! Don't look at me like that!
Now, transition into some of that bad. The film is quite layered and a little long, making it even harder to get into if the humor is not for you. And because the plot is so layered with constant talk about existential issues, life, and existence, it would be hard to follow if you're not into it. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else. Final verdict, I Heart Huckabees is weird, and it requires patience, and it'll be hilarious for some. In a rare case, yes, it ties up all of its loose ends by the end. It's not often there's an ambitious comedy you can rewatch that actually requires investment and your attention, yet isn't childish, trendy, or brash. Give I Heart Huckabees a chance. If you like oddball and unique comedies that paint humans as flawed and vulnerable, you should enjoy this movie. And that's it. That's a wrap. That is my review for 2004's I Heart Huckabees. Thank you so much for watching. The channel is Phil For Real. The show is Bootleg Theater. And I'll see you next.
You made it this far, so you might as well like the video. Oh, and subscribe too.